Hi guys, tere tulemast, sõbrad! We are here with another Eurobox video with Stuart, Tuan, and Dylan. And tonight we are going to cover Eesti Laul's first semi-final. We've seen 12 acts perform. They are in the description down below, and we are going to go through them. But first, let's say hello to people in the live chat. Stuart, take it away.
Okay, so of course we've got Klavs. Nice to see you again.
Hey.
Along with
Hi.
Tommy Corbett. Sarah O'Halloran got first aid certification tonight. Congratulations.
Nice.
I wonder, like a general first aid or something specific? Hello to Serdian. Nice to see you. Bringing up the fact that there are no female qualifiers in Eesti Laul tonight, which is okay. Not the surprise that we would want. We can get to that though.
Yes, yes.
Sarah Hallen was hoping for Nika to do well, and Klavs is happy about Koit Toome and Ivo Linna qualifying, two people who have been in Eurovision before and are legends in Estonia, sounds like. Emily Freeman is happy that Wingman qualified at least. Hello to Joanne Johnson, and hello to Christopher Music.
Hello. We can go ahead and take it away with take it away again. Was a big, they lacked personality, like artistic personality in a way. But Tuan, I know you really liked Nika, Tula, or Kea. So yes. Please let me know what you thought.
I'm kind of disappointed that Nika didn't go through because I loved her performance. I thought it was spectacular, especially with her going up, and her vocals were amazing as well. I also loved Tuuli Rand, but I can see why she didn't make it through because I thought something in the staging was missing, like dancers. I just thought it was kind of empty with her and the lead box. And I also loved Kea. I thought she would make it through, but in the end she didn't. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the qualifiers. I always love every song of Eesti Laul, almost every song of Eesti Laul, so I don't mind any qualifier.
Let's go through the people that did qualify. We have Pluto and Andrei, we have Koit Toome, we have Egert Miller, we have Ivo Linna, Robert Lin and Supernova, we have Karl Killing, and we have Hans Nayna. Stuart, which do you think standed out for you tonight?
Of the ones that qualified, I would certainly say that Egert Miller, he could have potentially won this semifinal, and if not him, then I would probably say Koit. But you know, we saw him in Eesti Laul last year. You know, did pretty well, made it to the final. Had that moment when he was standing on the piano, and this time with a song that has kind of in the same genre but with a different feel. Made it again. He was one of the first 4 qualifiers, which are the ones that qualify from a 50% jury and 50% televote system. And yeah, I thought it was really, really well done. He incorporated certain parts of the music video, like the snow falling at the very end, which looked really, really nice. And like it's not the first time that we've seen snow on an associated Eurovision stage, but this was done very well, and I think it fit it really nicely. And the way that he incorporated the band was really nice too. Had the backup singers kind of moving around the stage and following Egert throughout the song. He had gone up to the center stage at one point and kind of sat on the floor. He's a very he comes off as really likable, and it's very easy to watch him perform, I would say. So definitely one that I really enjoyed. Really also pleased to see Hans Nayna go through because he's come in as a true outsider because he's originally from Mauritius, and his involvement in Eesti Laul is kind of not a coincidence, but it was not
an accident,
not what he was.
Way.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was just he was trying to get known in Estonia as an artist, and somebody suggested for him to try this out. And not only has he made it to the semifinal, but he is now into the final. So big congrats to him. Great vocal performance, I would say as well. But yeah, those would be my personal standouts.
Dylan, which would be yours?
Well, I agree with Stuart about Hans Nayna's performance. To me, it was one of the best tonight. I'm also very surprised and happily surprised about Robert and Ivo Linna. I like the performance, and I think even though it's not they don't target a very broad audience, they have brought something very specific tonight to Eesti Laul first semi-final, and I really liked it. On the other hand, among the non-qualifier, I also really liked Tuuli Rand, and I was a bit surprised that she didn't make it through. The staging, as said, one was maybe a bit under the level of some others, but she had a great vocal performance, and I was expecting her to do a better results.
Let's go to the live comments and see what you guys have to say about the qualifiers or the non-qualifiers.
So first, let's say hello to Nicola, who's just joining us.
Hi.
And Serdian saying expected qualifiers. I mean, I don't know which ones you mean specifically, but I'm sure that, we could have expected Koit Toome.
Koit for sure.
Exactly.
Egert for sure.
Yeah.
I like that Ivo Linna and Robert Linna and Supernova. As you said, Dylan, the song is not very Eurovision. Like, it's probably not going to win it if we're honest. But it's brought this class, this history of music kind of vibe, like legends on stage. I like it. I can get on board on that. It will not definitely win Eurovision because it's not maybe the current vibe, but respect to these guys. Respect.
Yes, definitely. They came here and they did whatever they wanted to do. Their music actually, and they made it. They succeeded. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that entirely as well. It's just it's not the big pop performance that we sometimes expect from Eurovision shows, but it's elegant music, and it definitely has a place, especially with somebody who's such a legend. I think that the name of the designation that Ivo Linna has is the Order of the White Star, which is given out by the government. So I mean, not a huge surprise that he would qualify, I would say.
Order of the White Star, I love it. It's so like magical and fantastical. I want one. But let's keep going through the live chat comments, and because I see a few coming in, so please, Stuart, take it away.
So Olympic Song Contest wants us to list the qualifiers. So the first four were Egert Milder with Free Again, Koit Toome, We Could Have Been Beautiful, Karl Killing with Kiss Me, Ivo Linna, Robert Linna, and Supernova with Olen, Siin. And then the other two that qualified on the televote only were Nayna, One by One, and Andrei, Zevakin, and Pluto, Wingman. And as we've been already mentioning, it's been all guys. Unfortunately, no women went through, which is a bit too bad. Hello to ESC Sandra. Yeah. Christopher saying Koit was really good. Tanja or Sarah is saying that she's very cross that Tanja failed to make the cut. Tanja is a previous Eesti Laul winner.
Yes, I love her performance. I love the song. I think she's got great stage presence. I thought her vocals were great, but I don't think performing first helped her a lot, which is sad. Personally, she was one of my favorites. I had her as a qualifier. Well, it is how it is, and she put on a great performance, and I think she will be remembered for that.
Yeah, I think her vocals were on point. I really liked the visual, like the staging. When the dancers came in, the visuals were complete. The first part of the song where she was alone and dancing, I thought it felt a little bit empty. So when I was happy to see dancers joining in, I love the colors of like the costumes, and I know it had an 80s vibe, and Estonia. Great comment, Klaus. Great comment. But yes, I just thought that her performance overall was a little bit dated, and we've seen this before. But keep on trying, because we want to see her go to Eurovision and qualify this time for Estonia.
Serdian is saying, nice to see Alina Born again tonight, who we, of course, remember from 2015. I would say one of my personal favorite Estonian songs. Sandra is really happy to see Egert qualify again. We have interviewed Egert. It was a few weeks back, I think, but Polly did an interview with him about his participation this year. And I think all of us are pretty happy to see him move on again.
Yes, I really like his song because there's an element of storytelling. Like you hear the lyrics, it's conducting through the whole performance and the whole song. And I like songs that have a story to tell, and they're not just blabbing about love and everything. It's just like, I don't know. I like his energy. I liked how it was staged. The camera angles were very clean. I think it was like an invitation to like his face and welcome to who he is. So I I kind of liked it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I thought it was really cute. I thought he did a great performance. I thought his vocals were great, and I also love that he involved the band in it, and especially in the last project performance. And the moment when he sat down and laid down, that was also really cute.
But guys, we haven't talked about Karl killing. I'm happy he qualified because I really like the studio version. It's super endearing and it sticks to my head. I just think that the vocals tonight were not on point. Like, he was off key most of the song, but I love the cinematography of his whole performance. I love the camera angles. The colors were warm. It was inviting. I'm happy that he's going to get a second chance to perform, because I really see a lot of potential in this song. And in him as an artist, he's giving me like Jesse McCartney vibes in a way. And it was just him and his guitar strumming along. And I don't know, I liked his performance quite a lot. But yes, he definitely needs to work on getting the right tune. What did you think, Dylan, about the Karl killing?
To be honest, it wasn't one of my favorite, and I was really surprised that he made it through. The staging was okay, was good. The camera angles were interesting, but his voice was totally off key most of the song, and well, in my opinion, and also that was very embarrassing in during the snippets that was given to the viewers. Because he was trying to sing his song and he was totally going off the road. And to me, it was really not deserving to go to the final, to be honest. Some others should have qualified if it was based solely on the song, the voice. But now, you know.
Who do you think should have qualified
instead of
then?
him?
Or like anyone? Yes, anyone who you would have liked to see qualify.
I think I would have seen Tuuli instead.
I think I agree with that.
Tuan, do you agree?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What is your opinion on Karl killing?
I liked it. It was cute, but it was not one of my favorites. I like the staging. It was really done well. It was one of those cases where less is more. I thought it was really good, but the song and his vocals weren't one of my favorites.
Stuart, do you have an opinion on Karl killing?
I was actually quite pleased with Karl killing. I didn't notice too many issues with his vocals, but sometimes when attention is divided, it's hard to really hone in on that thing. And as the two of you pointed out, at least it probably could have been better. But I would say best cinematography out of all of them. So when I was able to take it in, it felt really complete, and for that reason I'm not necessarily surprised that it qualified. If we're talking about vocal performances and the impact on their qualification, the one that I would say is probably not really the one that I would choose to be there would be Wingman, because it did not feel complete in any sense, and vocally was quite poor, I would say. I understand that Andrei is, both Andrei and Pluto are quite well known. Andrei as both a songwriter and a vlogger. I know that he interviewed the artists from last year, and he was on stage with Udo Sepp last year. But yeah, I mean, I think that this song was gonna need effective staging to begin with for being, a hip hop song, and it felt like a community production kind of thing. And yeah, the vocals weren't there, but I mean, it makes sense based on popularity that he's through. I just that would be the one that I would probably sub out for someone else.
Yes, I agree. I think the staging was kind of a distraction for the viewer to not realize that the vocals weren't there. I mean, it's a good track to hear on the radio, but if we have to compare with the amazing vocals that we heard tonight, I don't think it does justice. It's very current. It has definitely the younger vote appeal, and visually it's really good. It felt like a movie in a way, or like a comedy sort of scenario, and it was like if they had shot a movie in the Eesti Laul stage, which was really cool. And yeah, as a person who has Wingman as a winner, the live performance was a tad underwhelming. Yes, basically what we've been saying. Tuan, what is your opinion on Wingman?
I wasn't a huge fan of it. I can say that the staging was really great. I do appreciate that. And the thing I also noticed is that during most of the singing, the backing vocals also sang. So it was more of a backing vocal performance rather than a singer vocal performance. So I personally wouldn't have had it as a qualifier.
Yeah, Dylan, thoughts on Pluto and Andrei?
I think at first the song wasn't one of my favorites, but it's actually growing in me now, and I was positively surprised by the staging. But I think that he can still make minor changes to make it a bit more, in line with the Eurovision.
Yes. Let's go to the live comments and see what you guys have to say.
Stephen Kendall says that, Robert Lina wasn't as good vocally and was trying to oversing his father. Maybe that's why Julio and Enrique Iglesias will never perform together.
Best comment of the night. And yeah.
It would be hard. Sorry, I was just going to say that it'd be hard for me to imagine that, that because they're quite different in terms of musical styles anyway, despite being, related.
Actually, there's like there's a second son that also sings called also Julio Iglesias that has like maybe one song in Spain or had one song or one record deal, who's also Enrique. Yes, Julio Iglesias Jr. and Enrique Iglesias. I mean, Julio Iglesias has like a bazillion of sons. He's like a walking meme. Anyway, back to Eesti Laul. We haven't talked very deeply about Koit Toome, Lord of Eurovision and Verona in Estonia. So, Tuan, do you want to tell us what you thought about Koit?
I thought it was amazing. It was my favorite of the night. His vocals were just really great. The staging was really good as well. And the backing vocals were amazing as well, of course, because Sure Tudrukut did them. It will be interesting to see if they qualify and Koit qualified as well. They performed twice in the final. That will be interesting to see. But I'm really happy they got through.
Stuart, what did you think about Koit's performance?
I had pretty high expectations. I think that maybe they might have been a little too high because I did feel a little bit let down by the harmonizing. Not to say that I don't think it should have qualified, because I think that it should have. I think that in terms of the ballads in all of Eesti Laul this year, this is one that really stands out, and that the performance was good enough. Perhaps could be a little bit better, just because I felt like maybe it might have been a mixing issue, but I felt like the backing vocals were a little bit too overpowering, and I wasn't hearing that really silky falsetto that Koit Toome is known for.
Dylan.
Yeah, I quite agree with Stuart. I was expecting a bit more from him, actually. Maybe because I was a huge fan of Verona, and also because you when an artist is competing again in the national final, you can't help but you compare with the previous performance they made. And to be honest, I was expecting more from Koit, and I think that the main issue for me was the staging. It could have been a bit.
Could have been beautiful.
It could have been beautiful, yes.
Could have been more beautiful.
Could have been more beautiful, yes, exactly. But overall, I'm happy that he qualified because he was one of the best tonight. Even though I think that after this performance, he needs to step up his game because the second semi-final is coming and he can find on his path serious challengers.
Let's go to the live comments. We got too excited about the comments, and let us see what you guys are saying.
So we have somebody from Estonia who's saying hello, Kovri SS. Really happy about the good show and happy with the qualifiers as well. And Emily is saying she seems to be the only one that was satisfied with Wingman's live. Dominic is asking, do you think one of tonight's qualifiers will win in the final? I would say no, personally.
I would agree. I think one of them can definitely reach the super final, which is Koit. I think Koit will be in the super final.
Dylan?
Yeah, I think that Koit might be in the super final, but I don't expect any of the winner tonight, the qualifier, to win the Eesti Laul this season. No.
Yeah, I think we are all thinking the same, and it's Suku Subiste's turn once again, and he has a really good song. I think the super final will be between him and Koit, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's keep on reading the comments a little bit more because I've seen a few interesting.
Okay, so we got Serdian saying
Koit
Koit was great, but a bit stiff with his looks at the camera.
I think it's learned. I think it's learned.
I don't know if you guys saw, but before the show actually started, they were talking to some of the acts. It was Uku, or sorry, not Uku. It was Koit. It was Tuuli, and they were doing like they had referenced that moment, and they even said like "lost" in Verona, and they had him do the look into the camera. It was pretty great.
Oh my god, great moments Koit has given us, definitely. Oh, and he had a beautiful jean jacket on.
And
but guys, I think that's all we can. Oh,
sorry. There seems to be a bit of a delay between the two of us, but Serdian's pointing out that semifinal 2 seems much stronger, and Stephen would like for you, Clara, to explain how the voting worked. They announced the 4 jury favorites, and then more voting occurred.
Yes, I think it's a 50% jury and 50% vote or something like that. At least there's a jury that has a saying, and the jury definitely pointed out Nika Tula, Koit, Toome, Edgar Miller, and Ivo Linna, Robert Linna, and Supernova. I think they were the 4 jury picks, if I'm correct. And then there was like a public voting. Tuan, I think you know this better than me. Am I saying this correct?
Yeah, so first they just announced the 4 jury favorites, and then the voting still went on. Then they announced the first 4 qualifiers, which were 50% jury, 50% televote. Then the lines opened again for 10 more minutes, and then they announced the 2 more televote qualifiers.
And with that, I think that's all we have for you guys tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you to Andrei. Thank you, Dylan. Guys, in the live chat, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are not subscribed. We will be covering the rest of the finals and semifinals and all of the Eurovision season. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter with @Eurovox, and you can follow us, subscribe to our channel, and see you next time. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.